Hey everyone, Troy here from Disney Assembled. Before this episode starts, I just want to point out that due to some technical difficulties, especially if you're watching on YouTube, there is no video this week, even though we talk about video in the episode. We just didn't have time to edit all that out. But because of technical difficulties with the camera and with the ring light, you'll hear about the ring light. We just are unable to do the video this week. We'll try that again next week. You're listening on the podcast. You get to hear the raw, unfiltered area where the ring light goes out. And so you get a little bit of behind the scenes of me and Mimi in this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed anyway. Thanks for listening. And until next time, see you real soon.
As you board, please move across your car to make room for everyone, and kindly offer available seating to those needing special assistance. If you're standing, please hold on to the handrails and stay clear of the doors. They will be closing in a moment. Thank you.
Hey, howdy, hey, and welcome to another episode of Disney Assembled. I'm Troy.
And I'm Mimi.
And we are your happy little father-daughter podcast, here to create joy and share our love for all things Disney.
Disney Assembled is sponsored by our patrons over on Patreon, Brenda, Danny, Connie, Andrew, and Alexis.
Yes, thank you guys so very much. We really, really appreciate your support. If you would like to join them and be part of our Patreon family where you get exclusive patron-only content, go over to our website, DisneyAssembled.com, and click on the Become a Patron button. Membership starts as little as $2 a month. If that's not your thing, no big deal. Not worried about that. We're glad you're here listening to the show. The best thing you can do really is tell your friends about us. And if you are able to, on your podcast player of choice, leave us a nice rating and review. We'd really appreciate that.
Rating and review.
Of course, if you want additional Disney magic and more Disney magic, because Disney's got great music, right?
Oh, yeah.
Songs and music and all that good stuff. You need to check out Magic and the Mouse Radio. Disney Assembled is proud to be part of the Magic and the Mouse Radio family. You can listen to our show every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Check us out, magicandthemouseradio.com.
In addition to being a part of the Magic and the Mouse Radio family, I am very proud to be a part of the Magic and the Mouse News family. MagicandtheMouseNews.com has blog articles for anything and everything you might want to read that is Disney related. So make sure to go check it out. MagicandtheMouseNews.com.
That sounds great. Yeah. And so speaking of news,
yes,
some big news this week. We're actually recording this episode a little earlier than usual.
Yes.
You have some plans this weekend. So
I do. I'm going on a road trip to Austin with my friends.
Yeah. So we're actually recording this episode on a Tuesday, which is so rare for us during the week. A Tuesday for a Sunday release is April 11th, 2023. We just got finished. It seems like we just got finished recording an episode.
I know, literally.
Like two days ago. And now here we are. Yeah. So some news. I got some things that I'd like to share with everybody.
Okay, go.
Okay. Yeah, I think I mentioned last time that we put out the TikTok video and it really took off, right? Mm-hmm. We mentioned that in last week's show. One thing I did want to mention is that we had set, if you've been listening to the show for a little while, we did our Podiversary show and we set some goals for the year.
Right.
And one of the goals was to reach 600 followers on TikTok.
Yes.
And at the time we had like 400 and something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. At the time of recording this episode, as a result of that TikTok video we put out,
which ended up, by the way, currently has like 315 something thousand.
It's over 300,000 views, yes, and 30 something thousand, almost 40,000 likes.
Right.
We have, I want to say at the time, actually, I can just look it up. Right? I got my phone right here. I could just do this and make it absolutely official. So I'm pulling up the official Disney 671.
Oh my gosh, that's almost 100 past our initial goal of 600 that we set like 2 weeks ago.
Of course, we didn't factor in
that we would go viral.
A viral video.
No, we did not. That, right? Hopefully, we can go viral again and get to 1,000.
That would be great. I'd love to get to 1,000. So we're at 671, and we continue to get more every day. So thank you guys very much. If you haven't seen that yet, go to TikTok. If you do TikTok, I think I shared it also. But I think I shared it also. I shared basically the same video on our Instagram and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it went viral on TikTok, and that's what matters.
It did go viral on TikTok. So
I think it went viral because the official Star Wars account commented.
Yes.
And so all the people who are like into Star Wars, it got put on their feed.
Yes.
But I don't care. We got views.
And we still,
and
and
that's
the
what
views
matters.
continue to go up, so it's slowing down, but we're still getting views there. So just some news. That makes me kind of
cool.
It's kind of weird, but
it was cool. We gained like 200 followers in 48 hours.
Yeah. That's crazy. So,
there's another really special thing about this episode. So if you're listening on a podcatcher, you don't know this, but if you're listening on YouTube, you do obviously know this. So right in front of me, looking at it, I have my camera set up and my ring light, and we've decided to start filming the podcast.
Yeah, we're going to give this a shot and see how it goes.
I don't know how consistent it's going to be because I have to film the video, and sometimes when we record the show, we record the show and I have to go do something else. But this is something I'd like to do regularly.
Yeah.
And we decided to do this visual method, mostly because we've been thinking about it for a while, but also because I think it works. It's very helpful for the topic we're talking about today.
Yeah, it is. It's very helpful.
We are talking about... Sorry, I totally cut you off.
Yeah, that's good.
We are talking about our favorite photo spots in Walt Disney World.
Right. So we if you have just joined us, thank you so much for finding our show. We've recently did a family trip during spring break to Walt Disney World in Orlando. We did a couple of episodes where we talked about a trip, right? We went through the trip, but we were sitting around the other day and we were looking and we say, there's some photos and some, just some spots that we really love taking pictures at. And I know if people are planning a trip to Walt Disney World, they might be, wanting to take good photos as well. We're not professional photographers or anything like that.
We love our photos, and we've been sharing quite a few. So
some good stuff.
We just give some hidden tips,
and most of them are just the things that make us happy. Yeah. These are the spots that make us happy. We like taking pictures there, so we're going to share some of our favorites here today in this episode. But speaking of YouTube, I should say this too. I've been uploading some videos on YouTube, mostly shorts. We're doing some shorts. We uploaded last week's episode, but it wasn't a video episode. So if you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, we'd really, really appreciate it. We had set a goal to get 100 subscribers a while back.
Right.
And we haven't done much with YouTube. We're up to over 80, just north of 80 subscribers now. So more and more people are finding us. We appreciate it. So maybe by doing these videos, we help us out. So if you are watching us on YouTube, please, hit the thumbs up and make sure you've subscribed and all that good stuff. We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So in addition to talking about our favorite photo spots, we're going to have our Disney Dad Joke of the Week. So we can't have an episode without a Disney Dad Joke of the Week. And then, at the end of the show, Mimi will share with everyone once again how you can find us and let us know what you love about the show. All that good stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anything else you want to add before we get started? No,
I'm excited. Let's jump into it.
Let's jump right into it. Guys, here we go. Everyone's favorite. Get ready to cringe. It's time for this week's Disney Dad Joke of the Week. Oh, boy. Mimi.
Yeah.
Din Djarin.
Oh gosh, what about him?
The Mandalorian. Star Wars is a big theme for us last week, so I'm sticking with the Star Wars. Sticking with the Star Wars.
Big thing right now.
Yeah. Did you know that Din Djarin, the Mandalorian? He won last year's Indianapolis 500.
No way.
Yeah. Do you know why?
No.
He had the best car.
Okay.
Get it?
Yes.
He had the best car.
I like that one
He won the Indianapolis 500
I like
race.
that one a lot. I'm going to bring that one to school.
Yeah. He had the best car. So there you go. That's this week's Disney Dad Joke of the Week. Guys, we say this every week. If you have a Disney dad joke that you would like us to consider using on the show, all you got to do is send it to us. You can send it to us with an email. What's our email address?
DisneyAssembled@gmail.com.
You can shoot us a message on any of our social networks, which are
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Now that we're TikTok famous, at Disney Assembled.
You can even hit us up on YouTube, I think. Go to YouTube.
I don't know if you can.
Can you hit us up on YouTube?
I don't think so.
Leave us a comment on YouTube. Go watch a video and leave a comment with a joke on there, right?
Oh, yeah.
If we haven't used used that joke already, and we feel it's appropriate for the show,
we will tell it.
Yeah, we'll tell it, and we may even give you credit if you want it.
I brought the Scandinavian joke.
Oh, the Scandinavian
joke.
Right. Because there's the barcodes on the Norwegian.
Yeah. So I pride myself on being an intelligent person, and so I attract intelligent people, right? And so people I'm friends with.
Then why am I here?
The people I'm friends with are generally smart and quick-witted, and I told that joke and they thought it was so funny. So
You like that one, huh?
I like that one. It's smart. It's a smart joke.
I said that one in the parks and I got a groan.
Well, okay, because you told it to 6-year-olds. They don't know what Scandinavians are.
Those kids didn't get that joke too. But the dad laughed.
The dad thought it was funny, but the kids did not. The kids don't know what Scandinavians are.
Well, it is what it is. But listen, if you're watching on YouTube, Mimi's going to find a way to manipulate showing you the pictures that we're going to talk about here in just a minute. If you're listening to the podcast, I'm sure we'll post some of these on our
I'm sure. But really, you should just go watch it on YouTube.
Tiki-talkies and all that other stuff, right?
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the big smile that I'm giving the people who are watching it on YouTube.
Yeah. So,
we just got more followers.
No, did we get any more followers? What happened to your light?
I don't know. Let's fix it.
The light. So, is it working? What happened? Did it burn out?
I guess.
The light is out.
Well, that sucks.
Are we going to have to edit all this?
No, I think it's fine. So for the people listening to the podcast, my ring light just went out. And I literally got this for Christmas. I'm like really upset, actually.
Did it just come loose or something?
No. It's pretty into that socket. I think the light just burned out.
Ugh. Awful.
Great. It's not like that was a really fun Christmas present that is now useless because you can't replace the batteries in this thing, I don't think.
We can get a new ring light. Maybe we'll just edit out all this stuff.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Maybe not. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Time for the dad joke.
I did the dad joke.
Oh, yeah, you did. My bad. My brain got totally fried after the light went out. I'm really upset about that,
I have a feeling we're going to do some serious editing. We'll have a little pause and the video goes, pause while we have technical difficulties.
Maybe not.
Pause for technical difficulties. Do you want to get another lamp? You want me to put my big lamp in and see if that'll give us some light?
It's fine.
No, we're good?
I just want to get into the show now.
Right, let's get into the show now. I can see a lot of editing in our future.
I'm not, actually.
Okay, good. I'm glad you feel confident about that. All right. So I've got my phone here.
People like the rawness of it.
I got my phone and I'm looking at pictures. And they're really not in any particular order. I guess they're in the order in which I took them, but they're not in order of location. Do you have your phone? Do you have any spots in your mind you want to go through?
I have some spots in my brain.
Okay. Do you want to start or do you want to start? Do you want to go through with me? You want to do this together?
Okay, so what I was thinking is we would go by land. So I guess we would go by like the land in which your pictures are taken in.
Well, okay. Well, we're not going to talk about the Polynesian.
No.
Because
I would not make a special trip to go take pictures at the Polynesian.
But all the pictures at the Poly come out great.
Yeah.
So, but that's not everybody goes to the Poly, but if you go to the parks, everybody's going to pretty much all the parks.
Right.
So we're going to stick to the parks.
Okay. So jumping in with Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios. We started our trip at Hollywood Studios. We ended our trip at Hollywood Studios. And so, believe it or not, there's some really cool places to take pictures in Hollywood Studios.
I think the number one spot that like comes to mind is the Clone Trooper room.
For Rise of Resistance.
Yeah. That one's a classic to take pictures at.
We always take a picture there as a family. I know a lot of people do. I mean, it's not a special spot. I mean, everybody takes a picture there.
We always take a picture as a selfie, and then my brother and I always take a picture there. Right. We have like 3 of them going back to the years.
Right.
And
so,
then,
I mean, but that's a great
pretty
room.
basic spot.
You have a few minutes to take a picture there, but we don't have to talk about that. I mean, literally a lot of people take pictures in that particular area, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I would say if you on Rise of the Resistance, get your picture there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Do you want to stay in Batu? I mean, I would say obviously the Millennium Falcon. You want to take pictures there?
If you're taking pictures with the Millennium Falcon, like I wouldn't take them on the ground with the Millennium Falcon. I would take them like up on the balcony that's like slightly to the left if you're like facing it, across from where you get Ronto wraps. That's the best place to take pictures with the Millennium Falcon.
And there's usually a Disney photographer there, so you can get some.
Sometimes, but that line is usually really long. But if you can just take them like on your phone, they come out pretty good too. The problem with that is that it's usually stroller parking when there's not a Disney photo person there. But it's such a good spot. Right. In Batu.
It is a good spot. It is a good spot. I really like that spot. And I would say go at night.
Yeah.
If you want a really cool picture by the Millennium Falcon, usually there's not a big crowd there. You can get a good picture at night. The lighting in there is really cool. Yeah. Usually there are guests there with their lightsabers that they've built that day and they're doing lightsaber battles. I mean, I took some pictures and some video and there's a handful of people. Yeah. Doing a little lightsaber thing. I also think
like the marketplace is a really cool place to take pictures. Even if you're like leaning up against a wall or you're in the middle of all the chaos, like I think it very much captures like where you are.
Agreed. Yeah. So let's go move into Toy Story Land.
Yes.
And I mean, look, the giant Buzz, the giant Woody statues.
And the giant Pixar ball.
The Pixar ball. Those are all really cool places. I mean, I really like the picture I took this past time of the Buzz statue.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people take a picture of Woody, you know, where you walk in right there.
Yeah.
Buzz is kind of off on the other side as you come in
by the saucers.
by the swirling saucers. But pretty much any place on the ground facing Slinky Dog Dash, you can get some really good roller coaster pictures of Slinky Dog coming down and making its way around, especially if
like
you
where
get
Jessie and Rex are.
Right, if you get a shot of Jessie wrangling Rex with the lights and the Slinky Dog coming through it.
Yeah.
That's a really cool spot to get a picture. Somebody could pose there, or you just get some video.
That's my favorite spot to get pictures taken in what's it called? In Andy's backyard.
In Andy's backyard.
I prefer that actually to the giant Woody statue.
Yeah.
And the giant Buzz statue in the Pixar ball.
If you're in Toy Story Land, one thing I do want to point out, look down on the ground for the giant tennis shoe footprints.
Yes.
Because it is Andy's backyard. And so Andy's footprint is embedded in the ground there. So I have actually a picture of his tennis shoe marking on the ground there.
I think Toy Story Land is my favorite section of any of the parks. I think it's so... I just think it's so detailed, and when it's with its theming, like I love it so much.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful place. It's bright. The colors are really good to take pictures with as well. The primary colors lend itself so good daytime pictures.
For sure,
right?
Yeah.
So absolutely, check that out. And I would say, of course, the weenie, the focal point of Hollywood Studios is the Chinese theater where Mickey and Minnie's is, and so getting some pictures, in front of the theater, different angles. Like sometimes you don't have to be right in front of it. You could be maybe off to the side and get a nice perspective.
I think being closer to it though, like closer to the Mickey and Minnie sign, is better than being farther away. That's what I've noticed with the pictures that I've taken there. Besides that, I definitely think the Hollywood Tower Hotel is like the picture spot for Hollywood Studios instead of the Chinese theater.
And you can get that picture from some distance away because you got to get the whole thing in your in your
those
view.
Pictures are pretty cool. I think anywhere on Sunset Boulevard is interesting. You just have to like place it well so it doesn't look like you're doing some, what's it called when they like put the brands in the shows and they're like, why don't you have a nice cold Sprite? Sprite by Coca-Cola. What's it called?
I know what you're talking about, but
where they like embed the thing into the show.
Sure, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like don't do that for Disney, but like Sunset Boulevard is very nice, especially at night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say there's one other place in Hollywood Studios that I've really enjoyed that you and I took pictures at this past trip. And that is if you go to see the mini shorts, like the little theater, and you come out, Potato Land.
Yes.
We took pictures of Potato Land with the Potato Land background. If you haven't seen the Mickey short about taking Goofy to see Potato Land, you need to do that.
Yes.
Classic.
And then once
it was so fun.
And the little short film that is in the theater right now, it opens out like into Potato Land and then like all these other like little section photo spots from the other Mickey shorts.
Absolutely. They have like little sets that you can go and take pictures.
But the Potato Land one is the one that matters to us.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Well, I think that's all I have for
Hollywood
Studios. Yeah. It's a nice park to take pictures. Of course, all the parks are great to take pictures in.
Yes.
There you go. Let's jump over to Animal Kingdom because I want to get that one out of the way. A lot of green in Animal Kingdom. I would say my favorite photo, there are two spots that come to mind for me. They're literally just two spots that come to mind to me. One is when we came in at Rope Drop, and I did put this as a short on our YouTube channel, so check out that short. But when people are rushing to the different attractions at Rope Drop, I walked around on the other side, I think more towards Asia, and there was empty, and you were across like the little river, the little waterway, and the Tree of Life was in the background behind. And I took a picture there and a video, and it was really cool. It was quiet. There weren't a lot of people there, and it was a beautiful spot. I think during the day, there is a photo pass photographer there, but I got there so early, there was not a photo pass photographer. And I think anytime you can get sort of that in the background with the waterway in front of you, I think that's a much better Tree of Life picture than the one you get when you walk in.
When you first walk in with the gate and everything.
With the gate and everything else. You go out in the back and around with the waterway and stand there. I think it's a really good spot for a picture.
I'd have to agree. The closer you can get to the Tree of Life, the better your picture is going to look. You can also get like cool angles if you want to get the whole tree. For Animal Kingdom, also Pandora obviously has beautiful landscaping. If you can find a spot that doesn't have the Flight of Passage line in it, I think that's the way to go.
And
but
go ahead.
I will say the two main floating rocks of Pandora are like slightly off to the side, and like there are some great hidden spots just to like walk around and look. And honestly, you could even take some in the line for Flight of Passage, like on the waterways, which is very cool.
There are numerous places in Animal Kingdom as you're walking through the streets of the different areas that have wonderful photo spots. We can't go through all of those, but certainly almost any of those spots are really, really cool.
Any sort of cool marketplace looking thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. But two more places I'd like to point out. One is in the Pandora area that you mentioned, and that is the secret cup holder. I'm going to share a picture of the secret cup holder. You'll have to find it. It's in the Pandora area. It's in Animal Kingdom, but you'll have to find it yourself. It's part of the rock formation. And I am insistent it is a cup holder because it is shaped like a cup holder. You can put your cup in there, and I call it the secret cup holder. But I would say the other spot in Animal Kingdom for me to take a picture at or to just hang out at is by Expedition Everest.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Where the train comes down for the big drop as the picture's being taken. You can stand there and look at that as it's coming through. I took some great video of you guys coming down.
Yeah.
It's a really cool spot to get some pictures of that roller coaster, and it's one of my favorites.
The Everest viewing area is awesome. Yeah. I also think if you keep going towards Dinoland from Everest to the bridge where they used to do kite tails. If you take it on the like eastern bridge, if you're walking like toward Dinoland, the one to your right, that bridge, if I'm remembering correctly, if you're like the Tree of Life is in the background and you've got that nice water, which might be a nice spot for like a family picture that isn't so crowded. That is obviously very much, hey, we're in Animal Kingdom, LOL, yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, lots of great places to take pictures in Animal Kingdom. Of course, if you're on the safari, if you're on any of the wild animal treks, always great pictures to be had there.
Just be respectful of the animals.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at the picture that I referenced about the Tree of Life with the water in the foreground.
Nice,
the Tree of Life is actually reflected onto the water. And I think we are on the west side because it looks like the sun is rising on the other side of the tree from us. So that would make us west of the tree as the sun is coming up on the east. So if you can get it with sort of the sunrise coming up in the background,
it's a
really, really nice picture there. So yeah, check that out. Any other place in Animal Kingdom that you can think of?
Not that comes to mind. I'm ready to jump into Epcot though, because I have some things to say.
Yeah,
about Epcot.
And again, tons of places to take pictures in Epcot. But we're just going to hit on some of our favorites.
Mm-hmm. So one of the highlights of my trip was honestly getting my pictures taken on the Ratatouille fountain in the French Pavilion right outside of Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So there's like a little fountain there, and when it's sunny, oh my gosh, it is a beautiful place for some pictures. There's a Disney PhotoPass photographer, but if you go like slightly left from where that PhotoPass photographer is, if you're facing Remy's, and you just go like sit on the fountain or stand in front of the fountain, like it's a perfect shot. You can hardly see any people in the background because the fountain is so big, and you have the Remy's Ratatouille Adventure sign in the back. It's lovely. Like literally, like that is such a good picture spot that is so underrated, like right in front of Remy's. Especially for like World Showcase, like obviously there's tons of photo spots in World Showcase, but I think specifically like if you want that like recognizable thing, like that's it.
Mm-hmm. Or
like right outside of the International Gateway, the reflection, like the way the Skyliner and the French Pavilion background and the water, like it's so pretty, like right outside of the International Gateway in Epcot is so pretty for pictures.
Yeah, that's a great spot. We walked up there as we walked there from Hollywood Studios, and certainly there's some really nice greenery. The Friendship boats dock there. The Skyliner comes in there. The French Pavilion's in the background, like you said. It's really an underrated spot, I think, in all the Disney parks. So that International Gateway is a great spot to take a nice picture.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you can't talk about Epcot pictures without talking about Spaceship Earth. I don't think it's possible to take a bad picture of Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, I'm looking at this one. This one's really nice.
And so you get up close to the ball, right, up to Spaceship Earth, and you could take a picture where you get half of it or a side of it with some of the pieces that are standing with the trees in the foreground. your brother actually had me take the same picture standing from the same spot, but pull back the zoom a little bit and get actually a little bit further out from using the zoom function. And
the 0.5.
Yeah, the 0.5 zoom. And that turned out to be a really good picture as well. If I can find it on here.
I think 0.5 is perfect for Epcot, actually.
Yeah, 0.5 was really good zoom we used there. There it is right there. So you can see that picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Turned out good. If you got clear skies during the day, beautiful for Spaceship Earth. At night, though, with the beacons of light on, it is absolutely
totally
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And I will tell you, one of the spots that I really enjoyed just relaxing in after hours, after the sun went down, if you sit on the by Guardians of the Galaxy, where the monorail track is going through. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if you're sitting there facing Spaceship Earth and the monorail comes riding through, you can get a really cool picture of the monorail or a video of the monorail passing during the beacons of light while the Spaceship Earth is lit up. It's a beautiful picture, and I really enjoyed that spot.
Yeah. My number one this is my last point for Epcot, I think. My number one top photo spot in Epcot is on the test track. You know exactly when the camera is coming on test track, and you can plan it. It's beautiful. Every single picture we took on test track is so good. Like, especially the one that I'm looking at right now, where I was like, hey guys, we should all like look at the camera and like scream. And my dad and my brother are pointing, and my mom's going like, woo. And I'm like throwing up like I don't know, like a peace sign, like rock and roll sign. Like, so good, so underrated. Like if you're gonna get a picture on a ride, it's this one. Like, that's the one to get a picture.
Now, is that where the truck comes out and the light is in your face?
No, actually, it's when you start your power test.
When you start the power test,
it's like right when you get outside and you're still going straight. Like, you haven't done the curves yet.
I see.
Like, literally like the beginning of the power test. So I love test track for pictures all the way because it gets the whole car. Whereas on rides like Pirates, which I'm going to talk about later, it doesn't get the whole boat. So you might not be able to like get everyone in.
Absolutely. Good stuff. All right. We have one more park to go to. It's a big park.
It is a big park.
Magic Kingdom.
It's got a lot of hidden secrets.
There are so many picture spots there. There's no possible way that we're going to be able to go through every single one of them. But I do think we should mention some of our favorite spots that are not, I would say,
in front of the castle.
All right. Well, there's nothing wrong with getting a picture in front of the castle, especially with the photo
everyone knows
pass.
to get their picture in front
We're
of the
talking
castle.
about other places that we've enjoyed getting pictures at the Magic Kingdom. So do you have some in mind you want to start with before we jump in?
I do. Okay. So if you're looking for that classic castle picture, farther away, I find worse. The closer you can get, the better. Even so much so as to go up like onto the like little ramps up the castle, like on the sides, empty, like literally empty. But aside from that, obviously the purple wall in Tomorrowland, which I had known about, but I didn't know where it was. So if you enter Tomorrowland from the main entrance, just hard right, and it's right there. You can't miss it.
Yeah. And if you find that, you'll find the Stitch 50th anniversary golden statue if it's still up. Yeah. So yeah, check that out there. I would say when it comes to the castle, I do like the sides. You can go to the sides. It's less crowded. Mm-hmm. There's also the water moat that goes through there, and there's little bridges. And so those are actually really kind of quiet, hidden away places, sort of. And I enjoy hanging out there. You can get some good just ambiance pictures and video from those areas. So yeah, the castle, of course, great spot.
Guys,
if you're talking about,
sorry, I'm still kind of sick.
If we're talking about on-ride photos, my favorite on-ride photo is probably the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train ride. Yeah. You know, coming down from that steep bank. We don't need to talk too much about it, but it is one of my favorites because you know it's happening, and you put on an extra screamy face and enjoy all that good stuff. What else about Magic Kingdom in terms of just good spots?
I love the People Mover. I think that the People Mover is a good spot for photos. Like right as you're going across Tron or even going through the castle, it's an interesting castle shot. The People Mover, I think, is a very dynamic photo spot. I've got some pictures on there. That's kind of what I have for Tomorrowland. Casey Jr. Circus, not so much. Fantasyland, I honestly think anywhere in Fantasyland is great to take a picture. I love personally in front of the Haunted Mansion and in front of the Rapunzel Tower.
Yes.
Those are really great spots.
I do think walking up to the Haunted Mansion at dusk,
yes,
as the sun is going down, dusk is a great time for pictures of the Haunted Mansion as you walk up to it. Great spot there. And if you want to get some really, really good pictures of Thunder Mountain, you need to go to Tom Sawyer's Island. Tom Sawyer's Island's got some good, and actually you can get some shots of Liberty Square from there. But really, if you want to get some good pictures of Thunder Mountain Railroad coming by, Tom Sawyer's Island is a really good place to do that. It takes some funny videos there of me pretending like I'm eating the train as it's coming through, right? We've shared that out there.
Pictures on the teacup ride as well, I think, can be really cute because you're just like having the time of your life, laughing, spinning. Definitely an underrated picture spot on that ride.
It's kind of an underrated picture spot. It is kind of hard though, because it could be blurry if you're taking it while you're spinning. You know, we of course, tried to pull the sword out of the stone. That's kind of a fun picture to try to take. And Adventureland, I mean, there are some spots in Adventureland as you're walking over the bridge, maybe you get a shot of the sign in the background, but mostly those areas, they're hard to get decent pictures because they're heavily trafficked with lots of, walkway area. But I would say, they're good attraction photos. So like if you're on the Jungle Cruise, you can get a good picture. If you're on Pirates, you might be able to get a good picture, but no flash photography, please.
I think for Magic Kingdom specifically, it's hard to get a picture like just of the background because of how busy it is. So if you want to get a good picture in Magic Kingdom, on a ride is probably the way to do it. Just be careful, obviously. I love the Seven Doors pictures. I think they're so fun. The Pirates ones also, if you don't know, the camera is right before the drop and it's just this pirate thing that's talking to you. Like you can clearly tell when the drop is coming up. Yeah. It's great. I love Pirates. Yeah,
we always pose for the pirate picture and it's lots of fun.
Oh, anywhere in Peter Pan's Flight's queue actually I think is a cute place for photos. I don't know, just picture spots galore. In Magic Kingdom, you cannot go wrong anywhere there.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong. You will have people in the background though, because like I said, there's usually a lot of foot traffic and so forth. But I have found like I think Animal Kingdom is a great place to take pictures, right? I think Epcot's a great place to take pictures, and I think Hollywood Studios is undervalued as a picture spot. The Magic Kingdom, I think, is harder to get great pictures unless you're taking pictures at night of maybe the fireworks show or the castle, or if you're taking pictures in front of the castle, or if you're taking pictures of Main Street. I like getting pictures of Mickey on the balcony waving goodbye to everybody in the evening. Right. That's always lots of fun. Of course, the parade comes through. You can get great video and pictures of the parade. But I would say I think it's harder. For me, it's harder to get a really good picture in the Magic Kingdom. But there are some spots.
Unless you're doing PhotoPass specifically, it is pretty hard to get a picture in Magic Kingdom. The pictures that I took with you guys and with my mom are some of the best pictures I have coming out of the trip. But they're very much a basic castle photo, which is not bad. The castle is very loved. Absolutely. But I think Magic Kingdom is definitely the hardest place to get pictures. And I think Hollywood Studios is the most underrated place to get pictures. But I think Epcot, if you want pictures, that's the place. Yeah, it's beautiful at Epcot to get pictures. Just make sure you're not standing by one of the construction walls and you're good to go. Those walls. Yeah. They're never coming down. Those walls. All right, Mimi, anything else you want to add before we wrap this one up this week? No, I'm good. I think it's time to wrap it up. All right. Why don't you tell everybody how they can find us online and help us out? So you guys can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all at Disney Assembled. Or you can send us an email, disneyassembled@gmail.com. But if you guys want to support the show further, link to our TeePublic, our Patreon, our Buy Us a Dole Whip, all that fun stuff is on our website, disneyassembled.com. Make sure to check it out. Yes, absolutely. Please do that. If you haven't done so already, a rating and review on your podcast player of choice would be fantastic. And if you haven't done so already, YouTube, we are there. Subscribe. And we might even be there this week. I'm not really sure if this video is going to go up or not because my camera clicked halfway through and the light turned off, but we'll see. If it doesn't go up this week, it'll go up next week. Well, we'll put it next week. We'll definitely put the episode on YouTube. It'll either be with a static image like it was last week, or it'll be with the video. Yeah. We're working out the kinks. We're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, we're going to get there. High five. Yeah, high five. Excellent job. Great episode. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We hope this episode brought a smile to your face, a little extra joy to your day, and some extra magic pixie dust to your week.
And until next time,
See you real soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please collect your belongings, watch your head and step, and take small children by the hand.